Hi, I'm Rodney Sharp, owner and president of SharpGrade International. Today, I'd like to present to you our latest version, our G109 grader. So this is a grader with an articulating blade with hydraulic side wings on both sides and a retracting front wheels. It's a pretty cool feature, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So, like all SharpGrades, it has twin outboard parabolic mirrors, so you can see the blade and the wings. It has an underslung walking beam, which keeps the wheels from scuffing when they're in a turn. So normally all others pivot here, but we pivot from the bottom, and that makes the wheels very stable in the turn. So these wheels have 400 kilo, which is 1,000-pound bearings, so they're the strongest and heaviest in its class. Double labyrinth and double sealed, so they're protected from strapping and string lines and all the stuff that you get on a building site, so that they're protected from that. They have bump stops on the walking beam, so when the walking beam is up, it doesn't flap around. It offers good visibility, and you can put a windrow through the centre, so a nice feature to have. So our hydraulic side wings have tungsten armoured cutting edge and 2 inches 50 mils up the edge, and that's because when you're working in compacted surfaces you will drop the leading wing down and cleave into the ground, and so that protects it from excessive wear. We have rub bars on it, so if you're working against a curb you don't damage the curb. If you hit it, it'll just rub on it. It might leave a mark, but that's all it does. So everything on these is sealed for life, so you never have to grease them. So all of the pivots in the wings and all the linkages are completely sealed. You do not have to grease anything. The wing cylinders retract to bring the wing closed, and so if you strike something, the cylinder is in tension, not compression, so it can't bend. So we have a relief valve to protect it. It means that you don't run the risk of bending a cylinder, which is prevalent on other designs. Just a nice cool feature to have. We have a rear blade, so you can grade forwards and reverse. So it's like a box blade and a grader blade built into one. And that's same as all of our SharpGrade G series. We have our patented quad rod linkage, which means we do not have any center pivot or A-frame or front pivot. So that allows us to have a retracting front on it. So they are grease filled, sealed for life with silicon seals that can handle minus 20 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So there won't be any conditions that you can grade in that will be beyond their specifications. And then they're double shielded, so it keeps the grit out. And that's really important, because if you keep the grit out, then they don't wear. The valve is electronic load sense, which makes it very fast to respond, and we use high performance valves throughout. So we're always looking for high speed and accuracy, because high response gives you best accuracy. The quad rod linkage is zero cross coupling, which means when you are raising and lowering one side, the opposite side is not affected in height. And that means when you're manually grading, it means you only have to look after one side and not worry about the other. And when it's running in auto, it means each side is operated completely independently, which means you can increase your gain and make it grade quicker. And we're all about speed and accuracy. All of the valves are in a manifold, so there's no external couplers or hoses in between. They go straight from the manifold to the cylinder. Short lines, which makes for a more rigid cylinder. We have an adjustable hitch plate, so that you can set the SharpGrade perfectly level on any machine. And any machine that has suspension on it will sag over time, or a wheeled machine, if you change the tyres, you need to be able to adjust the hitch plate to keep it perfectly level. And there's 5 inches, 125 mils of difference in hitch height between the various machines. So we can adjust for all of the ones out there. It also means if you want to run it on a different machine instead of a skid steer, if you want to run it on a wheeled machine, like an articulated wheel loader or something like that that's got a Euro 5 hitch or something like that, we can just bolt an adapter on. So because the hitch plate bolts on, it's easy to adapt to whatever machine you may want to put it on. So all of the control system is CAN bus, so there's only one 1/4 inch 6mm cable into the cab, so easy to install. And we also have our QuadGrade Pro, which is an app done off a phone, so there's no wiring at all. So this model is designed for the 75 horse mid-frame market. So 109 inches when it's fully open, and 87 inches when it's fully closed. So a good range. We have our QuadGrade 2D, which has plus or minus 5 inches of increment decrement straight off the screen. We have graduated measurement laser poles, which means that you set one side to grade and note the dimension and set the other side, and then you can start grading. You do not need a tape measure or anything like that. And that comes standard on all SharpGrades. So nice little feature to have. So this model is also, like all G series, it's 3D compatible. So we have rotation sensor brackets that'll give you a true 1-to-1 rotation. We have built-in slope sensor mounts for slope sensors and IMUs. So it's all built in, ready to go. So we have harnesses with extra CAN lines if you need to get extra CAN lines into the cab or into the body of the base machine, we do that. So 3D is nice and clean on a SharpGrade. So let's have a look and see how the retracting wheels operate. So here's it with the wheels retracted. As you can see, it's nice and compact, and when it's retracted, this dimension from this face to the cutting edge is under 11 inches, so 280 millimeters. So really compact. The distance under the wheels is over 4 feet, 1.2 meters. So provided your wall or foundations is under 4 feet high, the wheels will go right over them. So you can come right back in here to within 11 inches of your wall. And of course, when the blade is articulated, this whole wing and everything is way forward of this. So it's right out here. So you can go into a corner, catch a corner, do all the things you would normally do with a box blade, but you can do it with the wheels retracted. So, and of course, when you're transporting it, it gives you that extra 3 feet of length. So really nice feature to have. And it's all done from inside the cab, straight off your joysticks. You don't even have to take your hands off the joysticks to retract and extend the wheels. So this model, the G109, is designed for the 75 horse mid-frame skid steer market. And so 109 inches fully extended, which is 2.8 meters, and 79 inches when it's fully retracted with the wings closed. So a good variation of widths, which means it's really ideal for if you're going around poles or diamonds, if you're grading inside a warehouse, and you can grade around the diamonds, you can open and close the wings, you can transfer material. So with hydraulic side wings, it means you've got total control of the material. So you can cut, trim, you can transfer, you can carry, or you can windrow, all in the one machine, and you can do it in both directions, forward and reverse. So the SharpGrade is the only graded blade on the market that you can grade in both directions. So you can make every grading pass a productive grading pass. And because it's completely grease-free, nothing needs to be greased, everything is sealed for life, you don't have to grease at the end of the day. So our motto is, why spend unproductive time greasing when you can spend productive time grading? And when we say SharpGrade, we say precision grading, because that's what these things are. They're a precision grader. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you need any more information, please visit our website, www.sharpgrade.com. There you'll find a list of our dealers throughout the world, and you can always contact us directly. So thank you for your time.